Hello, and welcome back to another session of our monthly Serenity Meditation. I'm Adrienne, your host for this session, and let's get started. So, in this session, I wanted to start with something simple. Have you ever noticed how everything has a rhythm? Not a big, abstract way, but in a real, everyday way. Your energy changes throughout the month, your focus comes and goes. Some weeks you feel clear and motivated, and others, everything just feels heavy. That's not random. That's what you would call rhythm. Everything has an up, down, slow, fast, all that. And right now, with it being the spring equinox, it's a very specific part of that rhythm, one that most people just completely overlook. The moon right now is just a thin crescent. It's about to actually disappear for a couple days before it starts again. And at the same time, we're just a few days away from the spring equinox. That point where the day and the nights are equal before the days actually get longer. So this moment, it's not the beginning, it's not the end. It's actually the pause in between. And if you're like most people, you probably just rush past it. Because this is actually when we start to think, okay, what's my goals for spring? Should I be doing some spring cleaning? What do I want to start fresh? How do I get my energy back? We want to reset without honoring the pause that makes the reset actually work. But here's the truth. You can't fully step into a new season if you're still carrying everything from the last one, right? And I see this all the time, especially with women who are holding so much responsibilities, expectations, pressure to keep everything moving. You go from one season straight into the next without ever stopping to ask, what am I holding on to that I don't need anymore? After all, it is spring. Time to readjust. And those things just keep building. Quietly, but they keep building. It might look like holding yourself to a standard that honestly is exhausting, trying to keep up with versions of yourself that don't quite fit anymore, or just carrying around stress from a season that asked a lot of you and you never really put it down. So instead of feeling refreshed going into the spring or into something new, you feel heavy, even if things are supposed to feel better. That is what this moment is actually for. Not pushing forward, not planning, not fixing, just being and releasing. Letting go of what does not need to come with you into your next season. And that's exactly why I created this month's meditation. It's not high energy. There's no big visualization or best of yourself moment. It's quieter than that. It's a space for you to slow down enough to actually feel where you've been holding tension, be that mentally, emotionally, or even physically, and then gently starting to let it go. Think of it as setting down a heavy bag you didn't even realize you were carrying. It doesn't have to be complicated at all. You don't need an hour. You don't even need a perfect setup. Just 10 to 15 minutes, quiet space, and a willingness to pause, which honestly might be the hardest part. But it does matter. Because when you do take this time, you create space for something different. More clarity, more ease, more energy that actually feels supportive instead of forced. So instead of rushing into the next season, try meeting it from a place that's lighter. Let the moon do what it naturally does. Release, reset, begin again. And give yourself permission to do the same. If you're ready, let's get started. Let's find a comfortable position, be that seated or lying down. Let your hands rest open in your lap or at your side. And just allow your eyes to close gently. Take a slow, deep breath through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Let's try that again. Breathing in and release. And one more time. Breathe in fully and let everything soften as you exhale. Just focus on being here, now, present. Not in the emails that are waiting for you, not in the decisions that need to be made, not in the roles you carry, the professional, the caretaker, the one that keeps it all moving. Just be here, now. Feel the weight of your body. The ground or surface beneath you is solid and steady. It holds you completely. You don't have to hold yourself up right now. Let that land for a moment. You don't have to hold yourself up right now. Tonight, the moon is a thin crescent, barely a sliver of light in early morning skies. She's at its very end of the cycle. Quiet, turned inward, not performing, not shining fully, simply resting in the last breath before something new begins. And in just a few days, the Earth itself will reach its own turning point, the Spring Equinox. The moment when light and dark stands equal before the light begins to win. Something is ending. Something is coming. And right now, you are exactly where the moon is, in that sacred in between. Bring your awareness to the top of your head. Notice if there's any tension there, the mental weight, the running list, the noise. You don't need to fix it, just notice it. Now let your awareness soften down into your forehead, your jaw. So many of us hold the day in our jaw without realizing it. See if you can let it loosen just slightly, not forcing it, just inviting it. Now move your awareness into your neck and shoulders. This is where we carry what we haven't said. The swallowed frustration, the words held back, the invisible weight of responsibility. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, imagine that weight becoming a little lighter. Not gone, just lighter. Now bring your awareness to your chest and your heart. Women in demanding roles often keep the chest slightly guarded, braced, protected. In this moment, see if you can soften there just a little bit. Behind the armor, there is something tender and alive. Feel your belly rise and fall with each breath. This is your center, your body's quiet intelligence. Let your awareness travel down through your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, all the way to the soles of your feet. You are a whole person, not just a mind, not just a role, a whole, living, breathing woman. And right now, that in itself is enough. The waning crescent is the moon's invitation to release. Not to push or produce or plan, but to let go of what has run its course. I want to offer you a question, and you don't need to answer it out loud. Just let it move through you. What have you been carrying that was never truly yours to carry? It might be a standard you set that no longer serves you. It might be a version of yourself you've outgrown. It might be exhaustion that you've been ignoring, normalizing, pushing through. It might be guilt about rest. Whatever came up, see it clearly without judgment. It has served some purpose, and it's allowed to be released now. Breathe in slowly. As you exhale, imagine that thing softening, loosening its grip, not forced away, but gently released. The way a tree releases its last leaves before winter ends. In a few days, the light begins to expand. The equinox is a threshold, a doorway. On the other side of it, more light, more energy returning to the earth, to your body, to your life. But you can only receive what's coming if there's space. The releasing you just did, that was the clearing. This is the receiving. Place one hand gently over your heart. Ask yourself quietly, with no pressure, what do I want to feel more of in this new season? Not what you want to do, not what you need to accomplish. What do you want to feel? Let whatever came to you be real. It doesn't need to make sense or be earned. You were not made to run on empty. You were made to move through seasons, to work and rest, to give and to receive, to be full and to release. What you've been doing, showing up, caring, leading, managing, that matters. And so does this. So does the part of you that needs stillness. So there's a part of you that knows the difference between being strong and being depleted. Take a breath and feel yourself here, rested, a little lighter, a little more clear. This is what it feels like to come back to yourself. Begin to bring your awareness back in the room around you. Feel the surface beneath you. Notice the sounds around you without engaging with them. Start to wiggle your fingers, roll your shoulders gently, take a fuller breath, and when you're ready, let your eyes open softly. Welcome back. I invite you to carry this stillness with you. Not forever, just a little longer than usual. Let it sit in the space between the next moment and the one after. You reset, you reconnect, you realign. The new season is waiting for you, and now you're ready for it. Good job. Thank you for joining me for this session. And remember all the work you just did. Be lighter. You're enough. And I'll see you next session.